Hello, 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 and welcome to another fantastic episode. It's finally Thursday. Tomorrow, Hoza holiday.
Hoza holiday.
Yes, because wow.
Oof. And this week feels like it's dragged. And it's just 4 days, guys.
It's just 4 days. It's just 4, but it feels like it's gone on for forever and a day.
And I don't know if you're feeling it, but I've seen a lot of people, they're just feeling very fatigued. Just exhausted. I was sick, so maybe I'm still recovering from that, but I'm just feeling like, I can't get to the next thing. It feels like I'm dragging like a million things with me.
For me, I don't know, it's that whole, like you're saying, it's just the fatigue. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because this week has been one of my more hectic weeks. So like even the time to work out, I can't find, not that I can't find it, but then by the time I get home,
you're
it's just
too
like,
exhausted.
You're
too exhausted to even
work out.
Yesterday I had to do one small thing, and
it felt like a lot. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, guys, what's happening? And it's only
Are you
April.
guys also experiencing it? Because I know someone, like a few other people have actually mentioned the same thing. Like they're just feeling so exhausted.
And it's
like,
only April, hey?
And it's just only April, guys.
Let's push, guys. It's almost December.
It's almost December.
December. Let's push, guys.
I like that. That's positivity, guys. It's almost...
I'm manifesting
already in April.
I'm manifesting December. So, yeah.
Already in April. But otherwise, what are your plans for the Easter weekend?
Sebenza, girl. Sebenza. Sebenza, girl. Those are my plans. Yeah.
Really?
What are your plans? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's more sleep, guys. Guys, is this what adulting looks like?
Adulting is a scam.
You can't. Scam. I'm looking forward to the sleep. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah. To just sleeping.
And my daughters, they're like, "Oh my goodness, Diana, I cannot wait for the Easter week." I'm like, sis. It
doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't happen. It really doesn't.
And she's on like their mid-semesters. Yeah. So I also visited my mom and my sister and with my niece. So they're like really hyperactive and they're so excited. And I'm like, we don't have the energy to match this.
The energy. We really wish we did, but we don't. And that's just, again, what adulting is. But I think we also need to reprogram our minds. Because the minute you tell yourself, oh, I'm so tired, because this is not what life is, guys. Life is not working 5 days a week, having 2 days of rest for 40 years of your life.
Exactly. You gotta have
just
joy.
For you to retire
you gotta
and then
have
just
joy. I think also, I don't want to say society's design, but to a degree society's design was you enjoy yourself after your retirement.
Yes.
But then by then you are too exhausted and too
I'm
old. Like, I'm not going to be traveling the whole world like
that
after
time
that time.
And you're like, oh, my back.
My
back.
I
need to sit down. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
I still need to do the things on the yachts and,
we gotta do the yachts.
I gotta take cute
you
bikini
and I
pics.
have to have our yacht.
Our yacht moment. Yes, I still
with
need
our
to
bikinis. This is why we are in the gym.
Yes, we need to take yacht pics.
It has nothing to do with what positivity and whatnot. It's so that we can have our beach bodies, guys.
Yes.
So we can party on yacht.
So we go to Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Yes. Ibiza. You see, the problem is, this is what I was saying.
With billionaires.
With pronunciation.
So we go party.
No. With pronunciation.
Yeah.
We say the actual term, or rather the correct way to say it is Ibiza.
Ibiza. Yes, I thought. Yeah, exactly.
But then, if you say it, yes,
everybody says it Ibiza, not Ibiza. Like it's a thing of only if you are from there or you have traveled there. And
if you say it like that, everyone is like, ugh, you're just trying to be extra. Even Moet. People are like, oh, so I'm drinking Moet. It's not Moet, sis. It's
even
Moet.
Paris, right? Even Paris. It's Paris. It's Paris. Yes. You know what I mean? Like we've been saying it, I don't want to say wrong, but that's how the rest of the world.
But anyway, girl, we can chat up a storm. We do have to take a quick ad break to talk about the Easter hunt. But then after that, we are getting into our top stories. And boy, oh boy, today we are are talking Elon Musk. Stick around.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
So Elon Musk is reportedly making headlines for more than just rockets and electric cars. According to a bombshell Wall Street Journal report, the SpaceX and Tesla CEO has allegedly been offering women millions to bear his children, creating what some are calling his legion of offspring, and it gets juicier from there. It all started when Musk, 53, allegedly slid into the DMs of Tiffany Fong, a 30-year-old right-wing influencer who gained attention during the Sam Bankman-Fried scandal. Musk, who has a $370 billion fortune and is known for shaking things up on social media, began following Fong last summer after she started ramping up her support for Donald Trump. For Fong, a follow from the world's richest man was no small thing. Her account exploded in visibility. But it didn't stop there. Musk is said to have messaged Fong directly asking if she'd be interested in having his child. And in case you're wondering, the two had never even met in person. While some might see this as a bizarre flex, it's part of a much bigger picture. Now, according to sources, Musk is reportedly offering women he deems intelligent the chance to bear his children for millions. And it's not just a one-off offer. Fong, who was making a pretty penny from X's ad-sharing program, sometimes as much as $21,000 every 2 weeks, politely declined the offer. But after she told fellow influencer Ashley St. Clair about the DM, things took a turn. Musk allegedly punished Fong by unfollowing her and damaging her engagement, leading to a sharp drop in her income on the platform. And here's where it gets even more interesting. St. Clair, the influencer who Fong confided in, says she also had Musk's child last year. And just like Fong, she is claiming Musk offered her $15 million for her silence. In fact, St. Clair went on record saying that Musk spoke often about having more kids with her, even asking her to move to his private compound in Austin, where he hopes to create a community for himself and his growing number of children. Musk, for his part, has never shied away from speaking publicly about his goal to correct declining birth rates by having more children, particularly with women he believes are highly intelligent. And let's not forget, Musk already has 14 children, though insiders suspect the actual number could be much higher. He recently made headlines by offering St. Clair a $100,000 a month deal to keep quiet about his paternity. But as for Musk himself, he doesn't seem to mind the spotlight. So yeah.
Okay, guys.
I'd take it though.
I was just thinking the same thing when you said,
unashamedly.
when he said how old is Musk again? 53?
53.
Yeah, we're at that range. It's not even creepy. You know what I mean? We're old enough. We're old enough.
I mean, $15 million. Come
but
on.
I'll take it, but I won't have the kids. You know what I mean? I'll be like, what are you going to do? I already used the money. What are you going to do? Like, you know,
No. Then he'll ask you, take you to court and ask you to pay it back and all
I
of that.
just don't want to have offsprings with him. Like, I don't know.
I know.
He just feels...
And then that time he wants to name your child an equation.
Even the idea of sex
squared.
Even the idea of just sex with him.
No,
like,
you can do it via IVF. I mean, most of his twins were conceived via IVF.
So it was not even... Why does Musk feel like some alien? Like, I don't know. He just feels very
to correct the Earth's declining population. Okay?
Really?
He single-handedly correcting...
Him and Nick Cannon.
and Nick Cannon, they're single-handedly correcting the declining birth rate.
Yeah, we gotta, say thank you to these two men who saw it to take it upon themselves. But at least I have to give it to him. With Nick Cannon, I just think it's a hot mess. Like this one, there's IVF and whatnot. So
Musk is like, I just want kids.
Yeah, it's a whole agreement. with Nick, he's dating all these women, and you know they have these expectations,
Yes.
or like maybe I'm the special one.
No,
or
you're
whatever.
not, sis.
And then she sees after she's pregnant, 3 months down the line, another one is also
Yeah.
having a photo shoot.
At least with
the
Musk,
famous
you know.
photo shoots.
At least with Musk, you know,
No.
it's $15 million
Yes,
once
and
off.
it's once off.
You can think of it as just being a surrogate.
Yes, exactly.
And that's it.
But wait, can you keep your child? Do you raise them together?
You can, well, he wants you to move into his gated community.
Oh my
So that you guys
gosh.
are in a compound. You know.
It's giving also
All of the
cultish
sister wives.
vibes
Yes,
to
to an extent.
sister wives type of
Yeah,
things.
like-
Sister mothers, what would it be?
Sister mothers. But anyway, let us know what you think of this bizarre story that we shared. Now, up next, we speak to Tutu Mungova about her new documentary. Stick around.
Joining us this morning on Smell the Coffee is Tutu Mungova. She is a content strategist and a filmmaker. We will be talking about a documentary which is called Beyond the Goalpost. How are you?
I am super happy always to come through. Always happy to be here.
Okay.
Always to see the young ones in front and behind the scenes.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it for you guys.
Thank you.
It's a stellar job that you guys are doing here. Not only promoting local content, but it's nice to see young people, you know, make room for that local content.
Thank
I'm
you
always
so
happy
much.
to be here. Thank you for having me.
What inspired the documentary and what message do you convey to the audience?
Firstly, Beyond the Goalpost really talks about a story of resilience, overcoming adversity,
Yeah.
but then also promoting women's football in Namibia.
Nice.
We know that it's sports sector, or part of the sports sector, that is not really much talked about, because there's also a lot of up and down in the sport, in the NFA, or not really in the NFA, but really with regards to the administration of soccer. So holistically, so you can already see women's soccer is at the bottom of the priority list.
Yeah.
So so we just wanted to highlight women in soccer, what they go through, tell their remarkable stories. But it goes beyond just the soccer pitch.
Nice.
That's why it's called Beyond the Goalpost.
Okay.
As you know, and every time we have this conversation, I say that most of my work really comes from a data research-based point of view before we even start shooting. So I spent about 2 months with the ladies of the Eros Football Club before I started shooting, and also before we actually started casting.
Yeah.
Just to get to know about sports, soccer, and all the things that are expected from the soccer players, so that it would make it easier for me while I was formatting my story. Yeah, so
It's
that's what it's
giving
about.
method actor.
Yes. And you know, documentary is the most difficult to cast.
Yeah.
Because your story is based on actual characters. So how do you tell the cast story without and portray them in the proper light? So yeah.
Well, so what themes do you then explore in this documentary?
Stigma in the soccer fraternity.
Nice.
We look at really unemployment amongst young people. With the issue of gender disparities are also mentioned. The issue of financial endorsements of women in soccer. But really just underlining is really a story of resilience.
Yeah.
Because to be a sportsman or to be a sportswoman requires a lot of discipline.
Yes.
These ladies wake up at 5 a.m. almost every day without fail to go to the training field. Some of them come as far as Okahanja Park, deep in Koreangap Dam, that vicinity of Koreangap Dam as well. So it really looks at how you still have to maintain your own ambitions, as in trying to go to school, trying to go to work, trying to be a mother, trying to be a sister, trying to be a supporting member of society, yet still wanting to push and live your dream of wanting to be an national and international sportswoman.
I cannot
So
imagine.
you also know that it's just like pageantry. It's a whole lot of work. You know, you need to make sure that you have.
You just don't wake up and become.
Fit. Yeah, you know, it's work. It's years of work in the making. We have some of the players that we casted who were about 26, but they've been playing since they were 8.
Yeah.
So then you look at, where's this person been playing? So this one of our players comes from the coast. So she's been playing since she's 8.
Yeah.
So she was bought by the team probably when she turned 22. So you can imagine this person had to leave their home at the coast and then come relocate to Windhoek.
Just to chase this
just
dream.
to play soccer.
Yeah. What are some of the challenging factors that you have encountered, or issues rather, from creating the documentary up until to the final stage of it?
Oh, yeah, what they always teach us at film school, budget.
Budget, money.
I thought I was going to be done like in 2 months.
Yeah.
But we shot over a period of 6 to 8 months.
Yo.
Yes. So we went over budget. Many of people, I think my lecturers will not even be happy to hear that. But then came the opportunity. With every challenge is always an opportunity. There came the challenge of me as myself as Tutu Creative Concepts, buying equity or having equity in the production. So what my client wasn't paying for, then I then realigned then to make these resources available, but then it would come then from my part of the entity, and then we would join financial forces. So it became a joint venture in the end, apart from it just being an Arrows Football Club entity. Now it belongs to 2 entities. So that's the opportunity that comes with it. Of course, the story took a different life of its own, with one of the cast members that we initially casted, and then we had to recast because of the player fell pregnant. So then now you have to look for somebody else that has a very trying and captivating story to tell as well. But then that was also integrated also into the documentary as well. Many people in influential positions don't really want to talk about what's happening in the sports fraternity. So we had a lot of people turning us down to be interviewed.
Yeah. People are scared of the camera. I don't know why.
People are scared of the camera. Plus, also people don't really want to talk about what is happening in the sports fraternity. Administration really needs to be held accountable. So people don't really want to talk about how we should keep our principals and gatekeepers accountable for the task that is at hand with promoting the sports sector, especially soccer. So that also came. So we had to beg and plead for people just to be interviewed. In the end, they didn't get interviewed for the documentary. So then you ask then, where is the other voice? Because they say you always need to have a balanced, you need a balanced story. So in the end, finding the other end of the story was like pulling teeth. And it was very, 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 very stressful. And then of course, when you're doing a soccer or sports documentary, it's quite fast, and you need a lot of overlays, a lot of B-roll. So we had to shoot from the locker room to practice runs to being with the cast in their private setting. So this is also one of the reasons why I said the story really took a life of its own.
So let's talk about the casting process. You mentioned that one cast member fell pregnant and so forth and so on. But let's go back to the drawing board from the beginning. How do you cast? Do you call for auditions? Do you identify, soccer players that, hey, I like your story, come on board? How do you go about it?
With Beyond the Goalpost, management which was also the team manager, Munashe Jenyama, and also Coach Eto, they work hand in hand with the girls. So knowing what the girls' personas, but then also knowing the stories we wanted to tell. So you need a character who is up and about and whimsical and funny.
Yeah.
You need a character that has a very strong but quiet personality. You need a character that really has overcome adversity. You need a character that really represents of the endurance of what a sportswoman is today.
Yeah.
So based on some of those characteristics, that's how the casting was chosen as well. Some of them took a while to get out of their shells.
Yeah.
So this is why you always have to, get used to, your cast, your character, your protagonist must first get used to you.
Did you have
Yes.
an acting coach on
Nothing
set?
like that, because with documentary,
It's just like your real life.
Yes,
your
it's
real
just it's your
story.
real life. Of course, obviously, you give them a set of questions
Yeah.
to say, okay, look, I'll be asking you about this. We'll be going to your home. We'll be getting to meet your family members, or not even meet your family members. So you can prepare on this set of things that I'm looking for from you.
Yeah.
But then you throw like a curveball to see actually when you ask them about, okay, where would you have been if you were not playing soccer? I know many of the people have the notion that women who play soccer play for the other team. So of course the gender issue comes in, and the stigma is like, oh, okay, you're a woman trying to be a man, So then you would ask, okay, so we actually have a game that we featured in the documentary where you have the women play against men in an actual match. And then, of course, people are saying, okay, no, these people think that they have the same durability, the same endurance, the same stamina as men. But then you flip the script, you have men who are coming out to support women as well. So when you do a documentary, you really want to tell the stories, but captivate the audience the same way you would do in a movie.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you hope the audience take away from this documentary? What is your impact?
Impact really equates to positioning. You really want to tell a story. You really want to bring to light and highlight the issues that female soccer players are facing in the country. But then it's also a point to pivot where parents, guardians can really look at women's soccer, women's football as an option for their children.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of people don't understand the administration that goes into managing a soccer team.
Yeah.
It's like a business.
Yes.
There are bills that need to be paid, soccer kits that need to be bought, medical bills that need to be addressed. So we also wanted to highlight that. I mean, of course, the challenge was also for myself. I know nothing about soccer or sports.
You had to learn.
I didn't even get so far. I only know what the goalkeeper does and everybody else, and what an offside is, and left wing and right wing and forward and mid. So I'll be shooting and people are cheering on, and the stands are moving, and me, I'm just like,
Okay.
yes, I'm really not.
You are just looking at the camera
I'm just here for the
position.
story.
Yes.
I'm not, yeah. So, and of course, for me to learn really about telling a different type of story, but an impactful one.
Yeah.
I think that's where the challenge comes in. As storytellers and people who narrate the lives of Namibians and people abroad, we really want just to challenge ourselves. And I think with this particular documentary, I have gained a new family, which it's always like that when you're working with people.
Yeah.
You get to learn so much about other people, and it really just opens your mental horizons as to what people are really going through. Because everything looks like glitz and glamour,
And it's not always.
And it's not. Yeah. So I've really walked away with a lot.
Okay. Finally, where is it premiering? Where can we watch it? When is a screening?
Yes.
All these details.
We're happy to announce that the NFA has really endorsed the venue, which is going to be the Katitura, the Katutura office,
Okay.
the NFA house in Katutura, which is close to the Grootwinkels. We don't say the big shops, we say the Grootwinkels, yes. Which is just close to Katutura Magistrate Court. So we start off at 18:30, which is 6:30. I must mention that we have a gate fare or tickets that we're selling at the door for $30, but this money goes towards the purchasing of toiletry kits and sanitary pads for female soccer players. So you're also coming to support a good deed as well. I encourage people to follow myself, Otilia Tutu Mungoba, on Instagram, X,
All
Facebook.
platforms.
I'm just under that name.
Yeah.
But then also to follow the Arrows Ladies Football Club social pages.
Yeah.
So people also have preview to behind the scenes reels to the short interviews that we did as well. So we're super excited to share. Yeah. Besides that, we will then also be having screenings across the country. So we intend for the documentary to travel with the soccer team.
Okay, awesome.
That's it from me this week, but tomorrow Glenora will be taking you through our Good Friday episode, and she's got some pretty exciting stuff in store. But until then, to enjoy the rest of your Thursday.